What's going on? This is your boy Kevin Hart.
And I'm Torrei Hart.
And right now you're watching and reading the
Humor Mill magazine. So watch it, read it, .com, humormillmagazine.com.
The Humor Mill magazine here. We are here this week with the Hart residents, Kevin Hart and Torrei Hart. First question I want to ask for people out there who don't know, Torrei Hart started doing comedy, doing stand-up. Torrei, you started about when? A couple months ago?
August 2008.
And what's it been like since you guys started comedy?
It's been good. I like it, yeah.
Tell us about your first experience. What made you decide that you wanted to go up on stage?
Wow, let me see. Actually, first time I ever went on stage, I kind of was pushed on stage. I went down there I knew I wanted to do it, but I froze up when I got down there. And the person I went with, my cousin, he's just like, we already down here, you're gonna get up there, you're gonna do it. And so the last minute I said, okay, I'm gonna go up there. And I kind of froze up a little bit because I didn't expect Tony Rock to be in the open mic audience. Damon Wayans Jr. was in the audience. And another comic, Ocean, they're pretty big comics that are on the circuit. And so I froze up just because I saw them my first time, and I'm just like, I gotta perform my first time in front of these guys. And then I just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. And I did it, and it was great. I kind of felt like I had an orgasm, I guess you could say, on stage, and I wanted to do it and keep doing it ever since. Kevin,
you're shaking your head. When she first jumped up and started doing comedy, how were you feeling when she decided to tell you she wanted to do stand-up comedy? What were your thoughts?
I wasn't here. She called me and told me. So my thoughts is that's good. If you're doing something that you want to do it. As long as you're gonna be serious about it, go and do it. She's taking it serious. I said that's good. Being productive. You can't knock nobody for being productive.
How do you feel about her not only just doing stand-up comedy? How do you feel about having two people in the household now about to be entertainers?
I don't have a feeling about it. If that's what she wants to do, I support her. That's my wife. So it's not about being entertainers or two people in the household doing something. You're an adult, and as an adult, if you choose to do something and be serious about it, you should do it. So there's no feeling. No, that won't be in this household.
Okay.
We're gonna do something. We support each other in what we do. That's what you're supposed to do.
Sorry, Kevin's on stage often. He talks about his household, about what goes on with him and his wife as part of his routine. What are your thoughts about him doing it, his routine on stage, about his wife, his kids? How do you feel about it?
I like it. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Because, he used to call me, honestly, he used to call me crazy on, when he would do a routine. It's like I talked in a third person, and really him talking about me on stage kind of got me wanting to get on stage and just give my point of view. Because I just felt like after some of his shows, people would come up to me like, Torrei, is that really you? And I'm just like, to a certain extent it is, but I kind of wanted to get up there and let people know who I am. Because I felt like I knew myself, better than how he was singing on stage. But, so I would say, hearing him talk about me kind of wanted me to get on stage too. It motivated me to want to get on stage too.
Now, is the motivation focused on getting people on stage to see your side of the conversation or what Kevin's talking about, or is it more like really just a routine? How?
At first I would say yeah. At first, when I first started, I definitely would say that. But then when I got up there and really started liking it and loving it, it's like right now I'm thinking like, okay, where can I get on stage tonight? Because I just want to be on the stage. So it's like, that was the main, focus of it when I first started. But now I don't want to stop doing it.
Kevin, it's never happened before in the history of comedy. Has there ever been a husband and wife team to stand up and start both doing stand-up comedy? Never happened. What as the comics who you deal with on a regular basis, have they been supportive of your wife to you being on stage, or are they trying to talk to you and say, Kev, maybe you should tell her not to do it? What's basically going on?
What you have to understand is it's not a team. It's not a comedy team. When you're doing stand-up comedy, it's what you're doing. Stand-up comedy is about being an individual. And that's what's great about stand-up comedy. You're being yourself. Nobody can tell you what to do or what not to do. So with her going on stage, the comics aren't supporting me and supporting her, supporting her. What she's doing, you can't attach to me. She's, like I said, she's an individual. She's a grown woman, and she wants to do this for her. She's not doing it for me. So that's really important for people to understand that she's trying to do something on her own and not attach herself to what it is that I'm doing. So when they support, me, they're supporting me. If they support my wife, I want them to support my wife. I don't want you to say, yo, man, I saw your wife and I said this to her because of you. That's not good, because that's not helping her, in her craft.
Right. Is she asking you pointers when she's doing comedy? Does she at least come to you and say, Kevin, I want to say this joke, I want to do this joke, I want to do this routine? Does she come to you?
Yeah, she asks me stuff. And if I can help her, I help her. If she wants my help, I'll help her. But like I said, she's trying to do it on her own. Mm-hmm. This is good. This is Torrei's thing. That's what's good about it.
Torrei, we know from talking to you that you've had a lot of interest in photography and doing other things on the side. Your whole look, what people probably don't even understand and won't know yet, is that you're into rock heavily. That's what you want to be about. Can you explain to your audience out there that what you're trying to navigate in your career, where you're trying to be at the end of the day? Is comedy serious to you?
I just feel like comedians don't get the recognition they really deserve unless you are, say, on the big screen. I feel like people don't realize, people do realize how hard it is, but they still they throw comedians scraps, and it's not fair. And I feel like if they're out there, they're giving their all. Like when you're doing comedy, you have to give your all. You have to really let people inside of your world. Like me doing comedy, I've let people inside of me and let them see, who I really am. And that's hard when you expose yourself, because I'm exposing myself. And so for them to get on stage and expose themselves, you need more compensation, to me, than what they give you. Like some of the club owners, some of the comedy clubs in the area, like they just like, okay, well, they're getting on stage, I shouldn't pay them, I shouldn't do this. But I feel like comedians, I can't speak for everyone, but I know I want to be the rock star of comedy. I want to show people it's okay to still be what you want to be, dress how you want to dress, talk how you want to talk when you're not just on the stage, when you're off the stage too. Because I've went to Hollywood parties. I've been there. I've experienced different types of people in Hollywood, not just say the comedians and, the actors. And it's okay to still be that person and still be a comedian and let people know that about yourself as well. But it's just not fair. It's the hardest job in show business, but it gets the least compensation. And I think more attention needs to be brought to comedians than, say, if you do make it in a movie or if you do get a sitcom for it. Because, there's a lot of open micers that are struggling and they're funny, but nobody knows about them because there's not cameras coming in these open mic spots like they do for music venues to showcase this talent. Yeah. And it's hard.
Is it hard for you also because you're a mother? People out there probably don't know you have 2 kids. Is it hard out there for both of you because you're a mother and your family both in the comedy industry?
It's hard, but I have help, and my husband does, thank God I have him, because if I didn't have him, I wouldn't be able to explore and do what I want to do. So he does allow me to be able to sit at home and be able to, practice my craft during the day. And I have help here. My cousin helps me, with taking care of my kids. And so there's some days I can get out, and then there's some days I have to be here with the kids. But, the days I have to be here with the kids, I just sit at home and I write and I record here. So I'm still practicing what I'm supposed to do, whether it be in the house or on the stage.
Right. Kevin, let's change a little bit, shift gears a little bit. Your career is in full swing. You got a stand-up comedy special going, you got films, you're doing all that type of stuff. As a lot of comedians out there who love to be as successful as you. Mm-hmm. Being a husband also, you see bumps coming down the road for a person, any other comic, you would probably tell them, navigate this way, navigate that way, don't do this, don't do that. Do you have those conversations with your wife, or do you want her to experience everything on her own for herself?
You gotta, she has to experience things for herself and on her own. Of course, there's certain things that I'll tell her if I know for sure, like, no, you definitely shouldn't do this. But, good and bad experiences are what make a comedian successful. So you need stories, you need problems to have on your own. If I sit there and I guide you through it, then you're not really doing it. You're doing it with help. So you wouldn't be doing it yourself. So for her to go and actually go out there on her own and do it is good. She's working hard at it.
Right. Well, like I said, your career is very successful. You got a couple of projects coming up. Can you tell people about your stand-up comedy special? Is it Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart, I'm a Grown Little Man. Airs January 31st on Comedy Central. I think it comes on 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Central Time. I'm proud of it. It's good. New material, stuff that hasn't been seen. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what my reply is going to be afterwards.
What were your thoughts about, the response for Comic View, as you being the host of Comic View on Mike Stand?
Dude, I have no complaints at all. My face has gotten out there a lot this year. No homo behind that. But it's at a point where people are getting really familiar with seeing me and hearing my name. So my career is starting to get to a different point. So I'm trying to keep myself comedically on the same page, and that's what One Mic Stand allowed me to do. Showcase me on a weekly basis, hosting shows and bringing them out where you consistently see me be funny, which is good because now when I'm out on tour and I'm out on the road, people are consistently coming to see me.
Right, Torrei. Stand-up has gotten your husband into films, and he's also staying in comedy. Are you in this to continue to do stand-up comedy, or is your end of the day you trying to be in films and then say, okay, well I've done the comedy thing, but I want to be in films? What's your end of the day result?
Honestly, I want to do TV. I want to do film. I want to do wherever it takes me. I want to do it all. If it takes me to movies, then who's going to turn it down? I'd be an idiot to turn it down. If it takes me to TV, I'll do TV. If it takes me, to a talk show or something like that, I'll do that. Wherever it does take me, I'm willing to just enjoy where it is taking me. Like right now, my main focus is stand-up. I want to show people that I'm not just, a gimmick, or I'm not just doing this because my husband's doing it. It's been in me since I've been a kid. And I'm just starting to learn and remember that person because, I've been married to someone in this business for 10 years. Been with him for 10 years and married for 7. So sometimes you do have to kind of take the back seat and, have the kids and do whatever. And, I'm just along for the ride right now. And wherever it takes me, you never know. Tomorrow, who knows what happens tomorrow? I don't know because I'm not God. But if that opportunity presents itself, yeah, I'm going to take it.
Kevin, what's up next for you? And we know you got the film, the stand-up special. Can you tell the audience out there, about your fan page or any other things they can look forward to seeing you?
What else is going on? I got a TV show coming out in April called I'm a Cried Man Dune and a Flaming Sword. That comes out of Comedy Central. Touring. Got some projects pending right now that, I don't want to jinx, knock on wood. That could be happening. So busy. You'll see me. If you don't see me, I'll see you. And I know it sounds like I'm talking in a deep voice. I'm not. I got a cold, so I apologize about having a cold.
Well, thank you, the Hearts. We appreciate this.